How the internet travels across the oceans. People believe that data is stored in the cloud. However, that is not the case. It's in the middle of the sea. Hello guys, how is your day going? I hope you're having a great time. Before we proceed with this video, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kindly click on the notification bell to get updates on our exciting content. The internet is made up of thousands of tiny bits of code that go around the globe on lines as thin as a strand of hair strewn across the ocean floor. At the same time it takes you to read one word, the data zips from New York to Sydney, Hong Kong to London. To serve our insatiable demand for communication and entertainment, about 750,000 miles of cable currently connect the continents. Companies have always pooled their resources to work on underwater cable projects, treating it as if it were a road. Telephone lines, microwaves, and satellites are used to connect these computers or networks all over the world. No single organization has power over the internet. There are, however, a variety of organizations whose main function includes offering recommendations and providing information. Self-policing, decent manners, and respect for others are used to keep the internet under control. On the other hand, Google is going its own way in a first-of-its-kind project that will connect the United States to Chile, where the company's largest data center in Latin America is located. People believe data is on the cloud, but it isn't, said Jane Stowell, who manages Google's undersea cable initiatives. It's right there in the ocean. It no doubt takes a long time and a lot of effort to get it there. The cable will be delivered to sea by a 456-foot ship named Durable. But first, the cable is built in a large factory in Newington, New Hampshire, just a few hundred yards away. The factory, which Subcom operates, is equipped with specialized machinery for maintaining wire tension and encasing it in a protective skin. The cables start out as a cluster of strands of small glass fiber threads. Using fiber optic technology, lasers push data down the threads at nearly the speed of light. The data required to read an email or access a web page is downloaded into a person's device after they arrive on land and connect to an existing network. While most of us now access the internet primarily through Wi-Fi and mobile data plans, these systems eventually connect to real cables that quickly transport data across countries or oceans. The wires are wrapped in a copper jacket that transports energy across the line, keep the data going during the production process, which involves high-speed mills the size of jet engines. Plastic, steel, and tar are added afterward, depending on where the cable will be installed, to help it endure the varied ocean circumstances. The cables will be the size of a thick garden hose when finished. Even though a year of planning goes into plotting a cable path that reduces underwater risks, the wires must still withstand strong currents, interference from fishing trawlers, rock falls, and earthquakes. Each cable is predicted to last up to 25 years. The cable is moved directly into Durable, which is docked on the Piscataqua River by a conveyor dubbed the Cable Highway by workers. When completely loaded, the ship will transport over 4,000 miles of cable, weighing around 3,500 metric tons. Workers spool the cable into enormous tanks inside the ship. One person walks the cable quickly in a circle as if laying out a large garden hose, while others lie down to keep it in place and prevent it from snagging or knotting. Even with workers working around the clock, it takes roughly 4 weeks for the ship to be fully loaded with cable and ready to go. The first transatlantic cable connecting the United States and the United Kingdom was completed in 1858. Queen Victoria commemorated the occasion by sending President James Buchanan a 16-hour telegram. In the decades following, new wireless and satellite technologies have been developed, but cables remain the quickest, most efficient, and least expensive route to transport data over the ocean. And it's still not cheap. Google wouldn't reveal how much the project cost Chile, but experts estimate that subsea cable projects can cost up to $349 million, depending on the length. Telecommunications corporations laid the majority of the cable in the modern age. But during the last decade, American tech behemoths have begun to exert increasing authority. At least 14 cables have received Google's support around the world. According to Telegeography, a research organization, Amazon, Facebook, and Microsoft have invested in others, connecting data centers across North America, South America, Asia, Europe, and Africa. Countries regard submarine cables as important infrastructure, and the projects have sparked geopolitical tensions. Last year, Australia intervened to prevent Huawei, a Chinese technology company, from constructing a connection connecting Australia and the Solomon Islands, fearing that it would give the Chinese government access to its networks. More than half of the underwater bandwidth is currently owned or leased by content providers such as Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and Amazon. One of the ship captain, Yan Dario's most essential jobs, he added, was maintaining morale among his crew over the weeks at sea. It takes an ample lot of time and effort to build the infrastructure of our digital world. The Durable can house up to 80 team members with 53 bedrooms and 60 baths. 2 12-hour shifts are scheduled for the team. There are signs in the hallways warning people to remain quiet because someone is usually sleeping. The ship will be stocked with enough food to last at least 60 days, including 100 gallons of milk, 200 loaves of bread, 500 cartons of a dozen eggs each, 800 pounds of meat, 1,800 pounds of rice, and 1,200 pounds of chicken. There are also 300 paper towels, 500 toilet paper rolls, 700 soap bars, and nearly 600 pounds of laundry detergent. Alcohol is not permitted on board. I still get seasick. Walt Oswald, a technician with 20 years of experience placing wires aboard ships, remarked, "To keep nausea at bay, he places a little patch behind his ear. It's not for everyone. It's impossible to avoid bad weather. Swells can reach 20 feet, forcing the ship captain to request the undersea cable to be cut in order for the ship to navigate to safer seas. The ship returns when the weather improves, retrieving the cut cable that was left attached to a floating buoy and sewing it back together before proceeding. The work on board is sluggish and tedious. The ship, which is at sea for months at a time, moves at around 6 miles per hour, while the cables from the massive basins are dragged out via ports in the ship's back. A submarine plow is used to bury the cable in the seafloor closer to shore, where there is a higher risk of damage. The Durable crew has no plans to slow down anytime soon. Following the Latin America project, Google intends to construct a new cable connecting Virginia and France, which will be completed by 2020. The business already operates 13 data centers across the world, with 8 more under development, all of which are required to support the trillions of Google searches performed each year, and more than 24,000 minutes of video uploaded to YouTube every minute. Ms. Stoll of Google, who wears an undersea cable as a necklace, described her job as managing a really intricate multi-dimensional chessboard. The need for subsea connections will only grow as more businesses rely on cloud computing services. Next, advances in technology, such as more powerful artificial intelligence and self-driving cars, will demand faster data speeds. Areas that previously lacked internet access are now getting it, according to the United Nations, which said that for the first time, more than half of the world's population has an online connection. Debbie Brask, vice president of Subcom who was in charge of the Google project, said, "This is a significant element of the infrastructure that's making it happen. All of that information is being sent over the undersea cables. Subsea cables are the way to go for the time being." Google and Facebook just announced a joint endeavor to develop the Apricot undersea cable this summer. Singapore, Japan, Guam, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Indonesia will all be connected by Apricot by 2024. The world's longest subaquatic cable, Africa, a 45,000-kilometer billion-dollar monster that will connect 33 countries, has just been sponsored by a Facebook-led consortium. There you have it, how the internet travels across oceans. What are your thoughts on this? Will humanity's clever undersea network become as antiquated as the telegraph in the future? Please, share your viewpoints in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe for more fully wired tech content. If this video was insightful, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And click on the bell button to be notified whenever we upload high-tech material.